Hello, good evening to all. Hello, students. Today, we are going to learn estimation of 11 kV lines in theoretically by considering various practical problems. It is the class continuation of last class, that is the estimation of overhead power lines. Last class we have seen what are the main components of overhead power lines, what is its function, what is its characteristics. We have seen one by one last class. Now in this class we are going to a simple calculations for a given length of line. How many poles is required, how many cross arms, conductor size, length, insulators, different accessories for a line. We are going to estimate quantity of the materials and we will prepare the one schedule. So let us see. Now before that one, let us introduce myself. Dr. C.H. Yadaya, Senior Lecturer in Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Government Polytechnic, Hosnabad. Today topic regarding to 5th semester C18 scheme 505C, that is subject regarding to electrical students. Now let us see what are the objects today class we are going to learn. On completion of this topic, you would be able to know first thing the salient points for line estimation, and after that, knowing the salient points, we are going to estimating the quantity of all materials required for a given 11 kV overhead lines as per standard practice. First problem regarding to 11 kV line of 1 kilometers, a simple straight line. And second case, same problem, but the distance is 8 kilometers from existing line and 4 angles 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, changing direction of lining diagram. At the same time, in 8 kilometers, we preferred 4 cut points. So by considering all aspects, so we are going to estimate the materials required for both cases. Let us see the one by one in details. I think no need to tension. So problems are very simple and easy to understand. Now last class we have seen, once again we can recollect what we have seen last class. That is, what is this one? This is the structure, support, pole. So these poles are different types. Now we are going to estimate the lines in secondary distribution lines. Here we are using the RCC poles or PSCC poles. Now what do you mean by the RCC? RCC means reinforced cement concrete poles. These are the standard poles, and remaining PCC poles are the pressurized cement concrete poles. So both are generally used. In distribution lines, if you are observing the 11 kV line, it is a 9.1 length height of the PSCC poles. whereas sometimes we can use the 8 meters poles. I think you can observe the cement poles you are observed in street. 11 kV line is a somewhat height comparing to the LT pole. So you can easily recognize by seeing the pole structure itself. At the same time, the pole which has the 3 lines only, those lines are known as HT lines, high voltage lines. Those lines having the 4 lines, those lines are known as the LT lines. As we know that LT voltage is less than 1000 volts, and whereas HT lines are more than 1000 volts, less than nearly 11 kV lines we are preferred in distribution system. Now in this class we are going to estimate the given problem in a simple way. So before that one, so what are the main parts is required for estimation? First we require the number of the cement poles, that is the supports. 9.1 meter poles is required for erection of line, because we are going to estimate overhead line, not underground cable work. Overhead lines, that means the live wire should be above the ground. At the same time, the ground clearance also we have to maintain as per IE rules, Indian electricity rules. The span, what is how much gap required? Nearly, so 17 meters, 17 feet is required, and 15 feet based on the LT voltage and HT voltage. At the same time, across the road, along the road also it changes. Let us see later. Now in this class we are going to estimate the lines. Now this is a 11 kV line. Now what is the next required? Required the cross arm. So cross arm is fitted to the pole by using the clamps, and this cross arm may be in a straight or it may be V shape. So we can see it later. V shape. So based on that, it is connected in a delta shape to equalization purpose. And next we require the insulators. So here we use the, for the straight line is a long running condition, we are using the only pin insulators. At the end, at the starting, at cut points, we are used the only strain insulators. At corners also. And after these insulators, what are the next materials required? We require the conductor. Now, so how many conductors is required? In case of the LT, we require the 4 lines. In case of the HT, we require the 3 lines. So that is generally used in system. Now we are going to do the 11 kV. So we require the concentrate on 3 lines only, or Y, B, 3 phases only. Now after that, what are the accessories? So we require the stay wire. Stay set is required, or guy insulator with a guy insulator. And if it is not possible the stay set to provide at that place, then we can use for the strut. And this is also we are going to estimate. And at the same time, you have to remember that in as per Indian electricity rule, every 5th pole should be stay set provide. That means every 5th pole we require to provide the one set, earth set. That is a earth set as well as the guy set. Guy means the supporting earth should be for the pole should be earthed. 5th pole should be earthed, as well as every 5th pole should be provided with the stay wire. That is the thing you have to remember. Next, after that, what we require? So this is another miscellaneous. The dangerous plate is required, and some are bolts and nuts required. These are some miscellaneous. So these are the things already we have seen in the last class. Now, so materials required for 11 kV distribution lines. So once again you can see the figure. So what we have seen in the figure, so conductors. The conductors may be ACSR conductor, and ACSR conductors or copper conductors are different type of the conductors. And so generally we prefer for the ACSR aluminum conductors. All aluminum conductor, steel reinforced aluminum conductor generally used. And next is the, after conductors we have seen the, what is that one, the insulators. The insulators are, as we already we have seen, the pin type insulators and disc type insulators and strain type insulators. In strain type insulators, in the LT cases we are using the shackle type insulators. Next are the cross arms, the straight and V shape, and stay sets we require, and earthing sets is required, and dangerous plates required, and barbed wires also required to avoid the unauthorized person to climb the line at the pole. So next, the miscellaneous and cradle guard of 8 SWG, so made up of the galvanized steel low carbon material. So these are the some miscellaneous items already we have seen. Now once again you can see, now in 11 kV what are the materials in practically you can see that at a glance. Here this first is you can see here, so this is the porcelain pin insulators, two petticoats. It has the two petticoats. In case of the LT, only single one petticoat. It has the two petticoats. Now, so this is it has the porcelain insulators and also the metal pin. And nowadays it is drastically changes the other property of the material, that is polymeric materials. That is silicon polymeric composites insulators are very familiar nowadays. So there is a compactness, the characteristics are very good as compared to that one, and light in weight and long life. So we prefer for this polymerized insulators. Now you can, this is a pin type insulators. Next, what are the type insulators? So this is a disc type insulators. You can see here, this is a disc type insulators. So this can be used as a strain insulators as well as string insulators. And next is shackle insulators, LT poles, LT lines we can use at the corners, at the end starting we can use the shackle insulators. Whereas the disc insulators we can, this also just we can use the shackle insulators as well as the shackle insulators as well as the pin insulators. Both types we can use it. And another type of the insulator is guy insulators. So guy stay for the supporting mechanical support to the support to the pole. So at the place we are used the stay. Stay is connected with the galvanized steel wires, the mechanically very strong, but there is a possible to leakage from the, it is a stay wire is connected to touched to the cross arm. The cross arm may be touched to the neutral wire, or it may be comes to the any leakage current. So if it is directly comes to the ground, at that place if any person or animal touches, there is a possible to electrical shock. To avoid that leakage current, so what we have to do, so we have to isolation between the conductor, in between we are providing the this guy insulator. Guy insulators are mechanically very strong. So these are the different type of the insulators you might already seen. Now we are going to use in our estimation. And at the same time you can see the cross arms. This is a V-shape cross arm, GI pipes, galvanized type. So V-shape and cross arms, and top one bracket also F type, you can see that also. And this is a flat type cross arms, the V-shape and flat type cross arms. And you can see the conductor, ACSR conductors, aluminum conductors. And next, this is a stay set. So how it is connected, already you know, stay set, the different parts of the stay wire. Already I have seen the guy also. And another one is so every fifth pole should be earthed, even that is the PCC poles or RCC poles. Every pole should be earthed, you can see here. So these are the common points you have to remember before estimation of material for 11 kV line or LT line, low voltage lines. Now, so you can see the another one. Here also you can see this is what is this one? So this is a line, 11 kV line, first figure, it is under straight line. The number of lines are going straight only by using the pin insulators. The pin insulators are only supporting and the running conductor. So whereas the second figure, so you can observe the two, this one, what do you call this one? So you can see the disc insulators. So the pole consists of two disc insulators either side. So there is a jumper is connected between this cut point. So each pole here one jumper is connected between this line and that line, and disc insulators, each phase consists of the two disc lines, disc insulators. And at the same time, so you can see here one stay also provided here. These are the, generally we can use the stays at the corners, at the end and starting. And at the same time, every fifth pole we are going to use you have to use as per IE rules. And these are the one thing already we know. Now you can see here the cut point also. So here cut points, this is a single pole cut points. So where previously we have seen each pole consists of the 3 insulators incoming, 3 insulators outcoming. So in between we are going to connect one pin insulator also. Sometimes we can connect the pin insulators for the standard purpose. So here what will happen, each phase we require the 2 disc insulators, 1 pin insulators. That means, so here, so 9 insulators we require for the cut points in single line. So you can see this H type of the cut points. 2 poles are used here. Channels are connected in between. So it shows a nearly H type of English H type letter. So double pole structure, or we can say the H type cut points. It is also generally used. So these cut points are required, used whenever the fault occurs in the different lines. To clearance the fault, so we can open the cut points where the fault occurred. So that is easily to identify which line is a major problem. So that purpose they will use the cut points. And so you can see now we are going to do this estimation. So you can see here the line. Now what is these lines? So you can see here simply this is the LT lines. Each pole consists of the 2 cross arms. In one pole is 3 cross arms also. Cross arms. Now, so in our problem we are going to estimate. So for example, this is the one area. Here there is no line previously. We have to erect the 11 kV poles. We have to fit cross arms. We have to draw aluminum wire conductors, and we have to place stay sets, all accessories from source to destination. This is our aim today. So how many poles is required, how many stay sets is required, how many cross arms is required, how many pin insulators is required, how many disc insulators is required. So all we are going to do step by step. So this is a line we are going to erect. So what to do? You can simply, whatever the problem is given, just you assume this thing and you draw a single line diagram. So then draw the single line diagram from substation, for example DTR, distribution transformer, to load center. What is the length is given? What is the span is given? What do you mean the span? Span is the distance between 2 consecutive poles. That means the span may be varied, place to place, area to area, voltage to voltage. The LT poles we can use the 8 meters poles only, and the 11 kV poles we can see the 9.1 meter poles. Height of the 1 meter increases. Then what is happening? So this distance between the 2 side by side pole distance is known as span. Sometimes it is 80 meters, sometimes 70 meters, sometimes 100 meters, sometimes 110 meters also they can use. Based on the span, the distance between the span. So we are going to calculate the number of poles. So before that one, you can see first what to do. For a given problem, first read the given problem and you assume these are the systems you are going to do. Now you draw the one single line diagram. So you assume this is the one substation DTR, that is 11 kV by 440 volts plinth mounted substation. From this substation, you are going to erect one line, 11 kV line near to your house or your factory, where once again you are going to install the another distribution transformer, pole mounted or plinth mounted. From this one you are going to use it. That means, so there is no 11 kV line nearby your premises. That means you require the line away from the existing system. So already there is a 11 kV line away from your premises, that may be 1 kilometers, 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers or 10 kilometers away. So we have to take the that HT line near to your premises. After that you can use a DTR, distribution transformer, then it converted 11 kV to 440 volts, then you can use for your you can use for the agricultures, or you can for the industry, you can use for even domestic. But there is no line now. So at least we require the HT line and LT line. So now we are going to do the HT line. Now you can see here, here is one substation, nothing but one plinth mounted substation or pole mounted substation. From this you are going to draw the one line. So you draw it. Now, so this is a substation. These are the number of poles we are going to erect near to source to your destination. Extreme right is your destination. For example, you can assume it. Then how many poles you are going to in between source to your house. So that we are going to do the calculations. Now after this one, so this is the feeder, straight feeder. Now this is the number of poles. Stay wires. So as already we use as per IE rules, say some salient points, every fifth pole should be stayed and every fifth pole should be earthed. That is a common thing you have to remember. And now, so for example, here is a line. Suppose sometimes the line may not be, previously we have seen the straight line. Now in this case what will happen? Same line, but what is happening? This area person is not allowed to draw the line over his fields. Then he is objectionable. Then we have to go and side, and once again here, side and here. That means here same line, we are not a straight line. So it is some angle. You can see the angle point, angle point, angle point, angle point. So that is a 90 degrees shift, 90 degrees angle, 90 degrees angle. So that is a line, it is a length line. Even then, what is the difference between the straight line, this angle line? So we are going to do the second problem. So whatever is given, so first you draw the single line diagram. Previously straight line without any angles and cut points. In this case we are also provided cut points, means it is a jumper's line. H type cut points or single type cut points. So here all are mixed here. So let us do the problems, these two problems. One single line, another is a single line straight line, another is some angled curved lines. So very easy. Now, so these are the thing already we have seen. Steps for estimation of line. Now after drawing this line, what are the steps you are going to do? So after understanding the line, so we are going to first, what are the calculations you are going to do? So very simple. So for a given problem, first you decide, draw the single line diagram similar to the previous one. Then the second one, find the number of spans. That means pole to pole, how much spans, distance we are going to, whether it's a 70 meters or 80 meters and 90 meters or 100 meters. We are going to that span, decide the span. So already in problem we will give what is the find the total number of spans. How to find the spans? Let us see later. First we find the number of spans, the distance between the two consecutive poles. After knowing the span, then find the number of poles. How many poles is required? Then after knowing the number of poles, then you calculate the length of the conductors. So ACs are conductors generally. So you can already know that for in 11 kV you can use the different of the size of the ACSR conductors. For in case of the LT lines, so in three phase in the LT, so 3 RYB, three phases the same size. And whereas in case of the LT lens, generally the phase lines are generally a vessel type of the conductors, whereas a neutral we can use the squirrel type of the conductors. These are the one generally used terms used in lines. So let us see in 11 kV, the R, Y, B, three phases are the equal lines. What is the size? We can see later. Now, after knowing the length, then you are going to find that, so what is the earth wire is required from, so because every pole has to earthed. So S8 SWG earth wire is required. How much length is required? After that, find that, now you find out the poles, number of poles, and on which we are going to place so cross arms and insulators. Now, what are the insulators you find next? Now, number of insulators you find it. And before insulators here, the number of insulators calculations, you keep your mind, starting and ending, that should be, you have to use the strain insulators. In between, wherever you are going to get the cut points, then you can use the strain insulators. So wherever you are going to curved or 90 degrees angle, then you can use the strain insulators. And remaining normal running lines, you are going to use the pin insulators. These are some twisting point you have to remember. Now, after knowing the insulators, the pin insulators and disc insulators and shock insulators, and now we are going to find that what are the cross arms. So what are how many cross arms is required? Here also you have to remember that the cross arms at starting and ending, the flat type of the cross arms generally preferred. At the normal running, so we can use a V-shaped cross arms, or flat also we can use. In the first problem we will use the only straight cross arms. In second problem we can use the different type of the cross arms, both type of the cross arms. Now, after knowing this one, then what is the next? Nearly 70% of the problem is completed. After that, the miscellaneous things. What are the miscellaneous things? Now, stay wires to keep the pole in a steady position. So, due to the heavy gale and wind during this period also, it has to should be very strong. That's why we require the stay sets. And so to avoid any leakage current, so we can use the earth sets every fifth pole. So these are the points we are going to know. And after doing all things, you have to write on paper in a systematic table, that is known as a final schedule. Once you are making the schedule, total problem is completed. Friends, you think it. This is an estimation of 11 kV lines. I estimated a given length as per my assumptions. We are going to get some costing. And another person, based on his concept, is going to estimate the same problem. And another person going to estimate the same problem, some other. So my cost, the materials and cost may not be identical to other two persons, because so this is an estimation. So as engineers, we have to estimate the materials optimum, minimum materials. Work should be perfect, cost should be less. These are our aim to estimate the lines. At the same time, it should be reliable. So does not done breakdowns, and should be very safety. It should be controllable. So these are all factors we have to keep in our mind before erecting the lines and before estimating these calculations. Now let us see one problem, and simple problem you can see here. What is the problem? Here you can see one problem. Prepare the quantity of material and accessories required per kilometer. 1 kilometer, nothing but per kilometer length of a 11 kV with 7 by 2.59 ACSR conductor. Here is given already what is the type of the conductor. 7 strands, each strand 2.59 mm ACSR, all aluminum conductors, steel reinforced conductors over PSCC poles of 9.1 meters height at a 80 meters span of length. The span is here given, the line, pole to pole 80 meters is given. So everything is given. Then let us do. So what are the steps? Already we have seen. First step is we are going to calculate the spans. Now what is the span here? You can see, first you draw the line. So after drawing the line, so here you can see the line, the span. What is the span? The two poles, distance between the two side by side pole, that is a span. Now after knowing this one, this is the end pole, this is the starting pole, and this is the line. This is this end, this is this end, and in between number of straight poles. Now suppose for example extreme left side, here we are going to assume that the square type box, it is assumed as a transformer DTR. From this one, radially we are going to one feeder line towards right. To go to flow of power from transformer to this extreme right, so we require the lines, conductors. The conductor should be placed at above the ground level, that require the supports. Now we are going to calculate this all things. So for example, you can see in the figure, it's starting this end, that end, two poles compulsory, you have to provide the stay sets to keep mechanical strength. And normal, so running condition we can use the normal poles, but every cut point you are going to use two stay sets. Let us do one problem. Now here what is the problem is given? Here problem, so given data is called line voltage is 11 kV, height of the pole is given 9.1 meters. I think it is no need of the in calculations, but you have to remember 9.1 meters the PSCC pole. The span, the pole to pole between how much? Say 80 meters is given. Then what is the conductor? ACSR conductor is a 7 by 2.59 ACSR conductor. These are the data is given. Now, so based on the data, now length of the line also is given. How much length is given? 1 kilometer. That means, so 1000 meters. First point. So you know the length first of all. After that, you know the span. And span is a pole to pole. Now, so you're going to calculate the number of spans. Number of spans is equal to total length by span. So total length how much is given? 1000 meters. What is the span? 80 meters. 1000 meters by 80 meters, we are going to get the value is called how much? 2.5 numbers. 12.5 numbers. So it is not a fractional one, because the span is the, what is the span? So distance between the two. So that is say 13 spans. So after knowing the number of spans is 13 we have got here. Now we are going to calculate the number of poles. So how we are going to find the number of poles? The number of span, the number of poles is equal number of spans plus 1. That is equal to, so 13 plus 1. Why should take the 1 plus 1? So if you go to the back, so you can see the here. In this line, span means, so you can see this is the one pole, this is the first pole, and this is the second pole, and this is the third pole. So for example, 3 poles, span 1, side by another span 1. 2 spans, 3 poles, you can observe here. That means here, so you can see the 3 poles, but span 1, here also span 1. 1 span 1, span 2. So total spans are 2, but what are the poles? The 3 poles. That's why number of poles is calculated. So span plus 1, we are going to get the number of poles. That's why we are going to number of poles is equal span plus 1. We added that. So 13 we calculated that value, plus 1 is given the 14 numbers. Now total number of poles is required 14 numbers. Now first point is, 2 points is completed. First is we know we have drawn the single line diagram. Second one is calculate the number of spans. Third one we can calculate the number of poles. Now fourth one is the length of the ACSR conductors. So already length is given. So 1 kilometers. So that means 1 kilometers is equal 1000 meters. Into how many how many conductors is required for each? So R phase, Y phase, B phase. So each is a 1 kilometers into 3. So we are going to get that. So 3000 length plus we require the 3% of wastage for the sag or correction purpose. Sag. What is a sag? The because so two poles we cannot keep the line very tightly, because if you are keeping the conductors pole to pole very tight, then if the heavy gale and wind comes, there is a possible to break down the line. The faults may be occurred more and frequent. So to avoid that one, we are going to allow the some looseness. The pole to pole, we are going to allow the some predefined a loose wire. So loose gap from the pole I to the lowest part of the loose point is known as sag. So later we can see the sag also. So we are going to allow the some sag. So that is the 3% sag. So then what is happening? So we are going to get nearly 3090 meters of conductor is required. Actually we require the 3 kilometers of conductor is required, but 90 meters is extra. That is we are going to allow the sag. And after that, assume the conductors are arranged in a delta fashion and there are two dead end points. So the conductors may be straight, it may be delta. So that is R phase, Y phase, B phase. It is a triangular way, or it may be straight way. Now in this problem we are going to do the in a straight. The straight angular we are used, and three lines are going in parallel and equidistance. Now after that we are going to calculate the insulators. Now insulators means, now this is the pin insulator. How many pin insulators is required? Now we calculate the pin insulators. Number of 11 kV pin insulators is equal, total poles are 14. In that, so here starting pole and ending pole we require the strain insulators. That is a 14 minus 2, the 12 poles. 12 into each pole require the 3 pin insulators into 36. Now this disc insulators, how many is required? We require the disc insulator. Number of disc insulators is equal to starting end poles required, that is 2 into 3, 6 poles. Suppose you want to place one cut point in between middle also, then we are going to opt for the strain insulators. Now in this problem we are neglecting, so only starting and ending we are used the strain insulators, and remaining all poles are placed the pin type insulators. Now next, cross arms. After that the pin insulators should be placed on a cross arm. Here is a cross arm size is a 1.5 centimeters into 70 centimeters and 3.7 centimeters. This is a MS channel. So this is a dimension of cross arms straight. That is how many is required? 14 poles. Each pole require the cross arms. So each cross arm require the clamps also to fit this one, and at the same time that is also required. So you can see the here cross arms, straight cross arms we are used in this problem. Now how many is required? 14. Now after that, MS cross arms brackets. Brackets means it has to fit the pole. So we require the bracket. That is also number of cross arms is equal number of brackets. Then we are going to 14. These are the things. Now cross arms is over. So what we have seen, number of poles calculated, number of insulators we calculated, number of cross arms is calculated. Now length of the conductor is calculated. These are the major things. After that, small nuts and bolts are the miscellaneous things. So what are the miscellaneous things? Already we have seen. And cradle guard, 8 SWG, so made up of galvanized steel. This is a line. So then that is called to, how many is required? Cradle. So guards is required 2 into 80 plus 40. So we require, if it is required, we can provide this, otherwise no need this thing. So guarding, there is any crossing between the railway crossing or road crossing or anything crossing. At that condition we can use the cradle, otherwise no need this. Here we use the cradle, so that's why we are using the this much of this thing. Now next is stay sets. So already we have seen that we are going to use the starting and ending in every fifth pole. We are going to use the 1 stay sets. So just you can use the 4 sets, and earthing also we require the 3 sets. Every fifth pole should require the 3 earth. Next, dangerous plates. Each pole we have to keep the 14 plates. 11 kV hazardous, just like, and barbed wire anti-climbing device is 25 kgs. Each pole we have to own it. And after this thing, so we are going to make in a table, that is a schedule of materials. Same what we have calculated, we are placed in the schedule, previous, similar to the previous things. Now, so PSCC poles 9.1 meters, the 14 numbers is already we have calculated, and ACSR can also be calculated 3.09 kilometers, and pin insulators we calculated, disc insulators we calculated, and next MS cross arms also we calculated, MS cross arm brackets also we calculated, and ground wire calculated, and cradle guard set, we can say the set, and earth sets, stay sets, barbed wire, and lightning arresters also we are included. 11 kV because it is a safety purpose. Now the knee bracing sets and dangerous plates, bolts and nuts, and cement and concrete, all things are the labor cost or everything. So these are the we are going to see. The binding wire and MS plat, cross arm clamps, and sundries such as the GI thimbles, pains, etc. I screw, bolts and nuts, all are the miscellaneous things. So these are the schedules to make it. So this is a problem is completed. Schedule is the, so small things we are going to add it. The major things, what are the major things? Number of poles, number of cross arms, number of insulators, length of the conductor. These are the major materials you are going to calculate. Based on your knowledge, we are going to fill this schedule table. Number of dangerous plates, number of cradles, number of stays, and the stay set is already you know. So these are the procedure to do the calculations for measurement of estimation of 11 kV lines for a given length. I think you understood a procedure. Then, so let us see another somewhat critical problem. Now in this case, the only transform DTR, only feeder is straight, radially it is straight, there is no angles. So in this case, we are not considering any cut points. Now in this case, next problem we are going to somewhat we are increasing the problems, real problems. Let us do that problem. That is also very easy. Now the second problem, what is the problem? Estimate the quantity of all materials required for 11 kV OH transmission lines of length 8 kilometers, and assuming 4 cut points and 4 angle points in the total length of the line. Assume the span is 90 meters. Now in this case, the span is given the 90 meters. Previous case is different. Now what is the 80? These are 8 kilometers, not 1 kilometer. Now 4 cut points. Now here is a 4 cut points means the 4 places where chances to control the line whenever we require it. And at cut points we have to provide the 2 stay sets for single pole. So here is they are assumed as a double poles each cut point. And next, angle, the pole is turned 90 degrees at that condition. So where it is ended, we have to use the one stay, and other side it is moved which direction, so opposite direction we have to provide the another stay, 2 stays as extra. And wherever the 90 degrees changes, then instead of pin insulators we have to provide the disc insulators. This is a small twistings. So everything is similar. Let us do problem. Now first point is draw the single line diagram. Now in single diagram, so what is drawn? First, radially drawn the all poles, and you can see the angle point, 90 degrees angle point, suddenly turn into the 90 degrees. Cut point, so there is a provided the red dark is a cut points, and they provided the H type of the cut points, two poles cut points, and earth sets every fifth pole and sage sets every fifth pole. These are the basic things already we know. Based on this given diagram, we are going to calculate how many number of poles, how many number of cross arms, how many number of insulators, how much length of the conductor, and how many stay sets, how many earth sets, and remaining all the miscellaneous things. So let us do this problem also. Now first point is the span between adjacent poles, 90 meters is given. Length of the 11 kV line 8 kilometers, nothing but 800 meters. Now number of spans is equal total length by span. Total length how much? 8000 meters. Number of the span length is 90 meters. The pole to pole distance is 90 meters you want to erect. Then so number of spans is equal 89. 89 spans we are going to get here. Now after getting the spans, second step is the number of poles, easy. Number of spans plus 1. So we are going to get the, so 89 plus 1 is a 90. Is a 90 poles is required for erection of 8 kilometers of 11 kV line from existing 11 kV to nearby our premises, where we are going to install the plinth mounted substation. This is our aim. Now 90 poles we have to purchase, PSSC poles, that is the 9.1 meters poles. Now we know this 90 poles well known. After that pole, what we have to do? So we have to do cross arms. Now here we are assumed that the H type or double pole structure are placed as stated below. So where we are going to, we are placed two are dead ends set starting at ending. So there is a two points, cut points are placed at that, instead of single pole they use the two pole structure. You can see here side by figure. So what that is the two pole structures. Instead of single pole they use the two poles for the strong mechanical strength. Next, the four H type structures at cut points. Here they are using the cut points also the H type of the cut points. Instead of single pole, either side of the disc insulators, here used the H type insulator. Similar, same figure. You can see the side by figure. This is the H type of cut points. Now the four at angle points, at whenever the angle comes 90 degrees, previous case, then here also you can use the two pole structure. Now next, one H structure at elsewhere in between any place, you are going to place one extra. Now so total number of poles required is equal to 90 poles already we are calculated. In addition to this H type poles, extra poles. So then we are going to get that. So 11 numbers. So already 4 plus 4. 4 is the turnings, 4 is the cut points, 2 is the end points, 1 is the one extra structure elsewhere. So total 11. 11 poles is required. Each pole, how many insulators you can see here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 insulators required. One cut point, one H structure. Then, so what is the, we are going to calculate the insulators. Now here we are going to calculate the poles. Now these 11 poles are extra. Now so already 90 plus 11 poles. So how many poles? Total 101 poles is required. 9.1 PSSC poles is required for erection of this thing. Now number of poles comes. Now we are going to calculate the conductor length. So already is given the, what is the length? Length of the ACSR conductor is given. So 3 into 8,000 meters, 8 kilometers plus 3% wastage and the sag. loose purpose, losing of the line between the two consecutive poles, sag. So what is the value? You are going to get that. So this is a 24,720 meters of cable is required. These are the length of the cable. Now after that, so we are going to calculate next ground wire, earth wire. So earth wire generally 8 SWG GI wire, and so 8 kilometers plus or minus 3% sag. So this is a overhead line we are going to provide the earth. So we are going to get, this is also 8,240 meters of GI wire is required. This also we got it. Now after that we are going to get the insulators. Now 11 kV pin type insulators, how many is required? So here single pole structures into 3. Each pole require the 3 pin insulators. Now total is 79 poles except the cut points, end points and angle. So 79 into 3 insulators. So we are going to get 237 pin insulators is required. Now how many disc insulators required? Then disc insulators are the, so 3 on each dead end poles plus 6 on each intermediate H type poles. Already we have seen. Now the total the disc insulators are 60 disc insulators. 237 pin insulators for the normal running of the conductors, and at the corner, at the end, at a turn point, at cut point, we are going to use the disc insulators. The disc insulators are nearly 60 disc insulators is required in addition to 237 pin insulators, 11 kV rating. Now we know that SNM insulators also. Now after that we are going to calculate the cross arms. So how many poles? The cross arms here 1.52 mm and 75 mm, 37 mm MS cross arms on single pole structure is required 79. We know already, we have seen the single poles is 79, then we require the cross arms also 79 is required. Now the 2.15 mm into 75 mm into 37 mm MS cross arms is required. So here is a for each dead end structure, H type of the poles is required. That is a I think is 2.15 meters. Okay, length of this one, 2 structures in between, 2 poles in between, 2.15 meters and 75 mm, 7.5 centimeters and 3.5 centimeters MS across arms, 1 for each dead end structure and 2 for each intermediate sections we are going to use. So then, so how many H type structures? 2 plus 2 into 9, 20 structures is required, the cross arms. Now total 79 plus 20, so the different sizes. Now after that, so top insulators brackets also be required, because here the V-shaped cross arms are used. Each pole has a 3 pin insulators, and it is instead of straight insulators, the straight what do you call, this is cross arms, we are use the V-shaped cross arms. V-shaped cross arms provided 2 insulators. One is the top insulator, that is the top insulator brackets for single pole structure. For top insulators is 79. So here is a 79 per insulators. Now after these insulators, we are going to calculate the miscellaneous stay sets, 2 on each cut point. Each cut point we are going to provide the stay sets 2 sides, either side 2 sets is required, and angle also, at the angle point also we require the 2 stay sets. Then H type structure also we require the stay sets, and every 5th pole as per Indian electricity steel we are going to provide the stay set also. So by combining these all 2 sets, 2 into 11 plus and 90, total number of poles is nearly 90 by 5. So we are going to get 22 plus 18, that is the number of stay sets is required. That is 40 stay sets is required for a length of 8 kilometers 11 kV line for keep the mechanically strong. After that, so we calculate the stay sets. Now let us calculate the earth sets. So as we know that every 5th pole should be earthed. So we are already calculated 90 poles by 5, we are going to 18. So 18 earth sets are required. So now we got all things. now summarized in a table, that is the schedule. So same thing similar to the previous case. Then what is happening here? So we got the similar tables. The PSSC poles 9.1 meters long, so 101. ACSR conductor 24.72 kilometers. Pin insulators 237 numbers. Disc insulators 60 numbers. And next, MS cross arms. Two types of the MS cross arms are we are using. 79 for single pole structure and 22 for on H type of structures. And top insulators brackets for the 79. And GI wire, that is 8 SW GI wire is a nearly we require the earthing purpose 8.24 kilometers. Next, the cross arm clamps also we require to fit the cross arms to the pole. So we require the 119 is required, and earth wire clamps also we require 90. Stay sets with wire and insulators 40. Angle iron pieces. This is angle places we require some this one, and 2 on each H type. 22 is required. 11 type 11 into 2 is the 22. Now the knee bracing sets 79 cross arm support for a single pole structure only, and barbed wire 75 kgs. It is a anti-clamping to the poles, and lightning arresters as usually required to protection of lightning discharge current, avoid the burning of our costly equipment transformers. Next, earth sets, already we calculated earth sets. Every fifth pole we are going to provide the earth sets. And not only this one, and a cradle guard and binding wire. So the cradle guard and these are the, so based on the real field requirement. It is not essential cradle guard. So that based on the whether it is the line is crossing on road, whether it is crossing on the telephone line, whether it is crossing on the LT lines, whether it is crossing the train route. So based on this one we are going to use this cradle guarding, and binding wire also for the binding purpose, and bolts, nuts of various sizes, the nearly 200 kgs, and dangerous plates. So 90 poles, each pole require this much of the poles. Now, so at the same time we require so cement and concrete is based on the requirement lump sum. I screws, bolts and nuts, that is also at one at each dead end for earth wire fixing purpose. So 2 numbers is required, and sundries like paints, thimbles, washers, etc. we require the lump sum. That is based on the position requirement. Now, so these are the things we have seen today class. So let us summarize what we have learned today. Today we have learned how to estimate a given 11 kV line based on their requirement. Whether line has a simple straight line radial feeder, or the line may be turned at different places, the line may be required cut points. So based on their demand we have calculated number of poles, number of cross arms, number of insulators, that may be pin insulators and disc insulators, number of stay sets, number of earth sets, and this all calculated one by one as per our standard procedure. In addition to this one, so based on the real time situation of a place, so whether we are using the guarding system and different accessories for the tightening nuts and bolts, other things, dangerous plates, lightning arresters, all things are we are going to add. So this is a simple procedure to calculate, to estimate the materials required for a 11 kV line for a given length of line. So I think you are understood this problem, and you can try and different situations based on their consumer demand. So thank you very much for listening this class.